Hi, I'm Andrew, and I am in the middle of planning a trip to the United States in the spring of 2026. So there's loads of guides about what to do, how to do it, what to take, and all that kind of stuff. Then the question is, well, why are you going in the first place? When we're 1 year into Trump's second presidency, there are boycotts, there are football fans who say that they're not going to go to the World Cup because of Trump's America and ICE raids on Minneapolis. And there are friends who've said to me, well, why, of all the times to go, or all the places to go, why go to the States? So I've got various reasons. But you might want to think about why you're going and what you want to get from it. So the things that I have read that you might find interesting too. Start with Patti Smith's Year of the Monkey. I am currently 69. I will turn 70 while I am in the States. I've got people that I've loved that have died. I'm contemplating my own mortality. I'm approaching 70. So there's a lot going on. Well, Patti Smith, Year of the Monkey. She is 69. She's contemplating her own mortality. She's thinking about people that have died. She's visiting people who are in the process of dying, and she's traveling around the States. And it's one of those books you think, oh my God, this is written for me. So there's an idea of that I'm going to travel around pretending to be Patti Smith. From my own personal perspective, it'll be this year is the 50th anniversary of a big trip I hitched around the States in 1976 and had the holiday of a lifetime. So it kind of connects with that. But in terms of a literary inspiration, Patti Smith, Year of the Monkey is fabulous. Then a friend of mine recommended Simone de Beauvoir. I've got all the books lined up in front of me. I'll put the pictures up on the screen, but I'm looking at the books now. Simone de Beauvoir, America Day by Day. She wrote it in 1947, so it's just after the war, and that thing. Lots of Europeans had a similar experience. You come from war-torn Europe. There's rationing. There's bomb sites everywhere, and you go to the States and you think, oh my God, you know, people live like this. It's a wonderful book. It's got an itinerary at the back, so you can actually, you know, whatever town you're going to, you can look up and see if she went there and what she thought of it. So she went to Santa Fe. Now, I don't know the southern states at all, but she loved Santa Fe. Admittedly, this was a long time ago, but it sort of sparked my imagination. I suppose that's what you want to get from it. It's not just ticking things off a list. Oh yeah, I've been there, seen that, seen the Empire State, whatever it is. You want to feel excited about it. So reading Simone de Beauvoir made me excited about it. I'm also interested in politics. My main interest is sort of politics and the arts. So it's a very interesting time to go to America because of all of that. There's a fantastic book by John Nichols called The S Word, A Short History of an American Tradition, Socialism. The American Republic, it was, well, depending on what your politics are, I think you could certainly argue it was a socialist experiment. Lincoln's first State of the Union address, 1861, he actually says there will always be a tension between capital and labour, and it's the job of government to protect labour. Well, that's Marxism. And that's the foundation of the American Republic. So if people say, oh, you know, it's all Trump's America, it's not Trump's America, it's Trump's White House. But that radical spirit, that's, I think, I hope, that's still there. That still excites me. So there's an idea of what I think America is that I want to rediscover. Then something that's just the sheer joy of traveling around. John Steinbeck travels with Charley. He buys an RV or a recreational vehicle. People don't know what an RV is. Loads of Americans do this now. I think it was relatively rare when he was doing it in, I think, 1961. Yeah, just buys an RV, takes his dog. Charley is a poodle. Takes his dog, heads off, trying to find the real America. So visiting lots of small towns. And it's just a joy. I mean, it's a thoroughly enjoyable read, whether you're going to America or not. It's just a lovely book. Contrasting with Henry Miller, The Air-Conditioned Nightmare. He wrote this in 1941. So de Beauvoir was 47, just after the war. 41. Henry Miller was an American expat living in Paris, so he had to leave Paris and come back to the States because of the war. He hates it. he just hates it. There was a reason why he left America, and he is not pleased at having to come back. But then he travels down to the southern states. And for him, that's the real America. And there's just odd little towns like Biloxi. He likes Biloxi. Well, when I'm planning my itinerary, Biloxi was not on the must-do list. But now I think, well, I'd like to go to Biloxi. I'm quite curious about that. So there's that. So those are the ones that I've read. There's then other people. Jean Baudrillard wrote a book called America. Again, I think it's that sense of there's an idea of what America is. There's that radical anti-monarchy, freedom, republicanism of its past, and then there's the embodiment, the epitome of capitalism and sort of new imperialism that it is now. So various people have got different ideas about what it is. There's a book I haven't read yet, but will do, by William Least Heat Moore, called Blue Highways. This is a road trip book, and it's actually got different road trips in it, so I'm going to read that. Larry McMurtry's Roads, that's another road trip book, and James Dodson's The Road That Made America. There's quite a few books on specific roads. I guess everybody knows the Route 66, and that's a trip lots of people do. But there's the Lincoln Highway. Before all the interstates were numbered, there was the Lincoln Highway. That was the main east to west route between New York and I think San Francisco. And then there's the Jefferson Highway, which is the north-south equivalent. It goes from Winnipeg in Canada down to New Orleans. So if you want to get off the beaten track, discover smaller towns and actually enjoy the journey rather than just the journey being the horror you have to get through just to arrive at the next town. There are all of those. So there's a book by Michael Harrington, The Other America: Poverty in the United States. So there's a sense of, if you're interested in working class America, I mean, Studs Terkel is another one. He was based in Chicago and he was interviewing ordinary Americans. There's a sense of what America was, and maybe some sense of what America might have lost, and sort of compare and contrast with our own lives. So I'll put all of those in the description, and I hope something in that is of interest to you. Okay.